I was strolling back under those swaying palms, the night air thick with salt and secrets, when suddenly blinding headlights roared toward me on that narrow bridge. Gage's truck slammed into me like a freight train, sending me tumbling over the edge into the black depths below, pain exploding through my body as I hit the water, lungs burning for air. I clawed my way to the surface, fury igniting every muscle, and swam back to my boat with strokes fueled by pure vengeance. There he was, Gage, lurking in the shadows with a gun glinting under the moon, his smirk twisted with overconfidence. I charged like a bull, dodging his frantic shot that splintered wood behind me, tackling him low and hard, my shoulder driving into his gut with a thud that knocked the wind until he slipped and plunged into the lagoon. I reached out to haul him up, but then the water erupted in a nightmare of thrashing jaws. That massive croc lunged, clamping down in a whirl of scales and screams, dragging him under in a bloody churn. Horror gripped me, mixed with a dark satisfaction. As the ripples settled and silence fell, my breaths ragged in the humid night. The haven shattered like glass when Blaze plowed his truck straight through the walls, debris exploding everywhere, splintered wood flying, glasses shattering in a chaotic symphony under the flickering neon. Vance barked orders for my head, his face contorted in smug rage, but Blaze just turned on him with a casual snap of the neck, dropping him like discarded trash. Then it was on. Blaze charged at me like a raging beast, his massive frame barreling through tables and chairs. I sidestepped his wild haymaker, countering with a sharp hook to his jaw that cracked like thunder, followed by a knee drive into his midsection that doubled him over with a grunt. He roared back, grabbing me in a bear hug and slamming me through the bar counter, bottles cascading down, shards biting into my skin, but I twisted free, grabbing a broken wooden stake and thrusting it deep into his side with a sickening twist, pulling it out only to stab again in a gruesome rhythm of desperation and survival. Blood slicked the floor as we danced this deadly ballet, my arms burning, emotions a storm of exhaustion and triumph until he finally crumpled, gasping his last amid the wreckage, leaving me standing victorious but utterly spent. Vance strutted into the haven like he owned the place, the crowd falling silent under the pulsing lights, his words slicing through the air as he mocked my buried past, the ring death that haunted me like a shadow. Rage boiled up inside, hot and unyielding, but I held it in check, fists clenched at my sides. That's when Blaze burst in like a hurricane, smashing poor Jax with a brutal headbutt that sent blood spraying, then flipping tables over patrons in a rampage of raw power. I stepped up, heart pounding with adrenaline, dodging his telegraphed swing and landing an elbow strike to his ribs that cracked bone, following with a knee to the gut that made him wheeze. He countered hard, his massive fists hammering me down to the floor in a blur of pain, stars exploding in my vision, taste of copper in my mouth, but I rolled away, springing back up with defiant fire. Lena rushed in later to stitch me up, her hands gentle yet urgent, her worry stirring something deeper in my chest as I caught my breath. Iron Fist tricked me onto Vance's yacht, the deck rocking gently on the waves under a starry sky that belied the nightmare unfolding. He revealed Lena bound and gagged below, her eyes wide with fear that twisted my gut like a knife. Rage took over. I rigged a nearby boat with explosives, detonating it in a massive fireball that lit up the night. Flames roaring, smoke billowing as goons panicked and opened fire wildly. I dove through the chaos, tackling one thug with a throat punch that silenced his screams, snapping another's arm in a quick lock that echoed with a crack. Bullets whizzed past as I freed Lena, her relief palpable in our hurried embrace, then we leaped into the churning sea. Blaze gave chase on a skiff, engines screaming, but I commandeered a motorboat, steering erratically to ram him while grappling with Vance. Fists flying in uppercuts and body shots atop the speeding vessel, wind whipping our faces until I crashed it into the haven's pier, sending him sprawling in defeat. Soaked and breathless, triumph surged through me, but the cost lingered in every ache. Cruiser lights flashed ominously on that deserted road, pulling me over into a trap where Sheriff Iron Fist and his deputies circled like predators, demanding I vanish from town. Their boots and fists came down hard, kicks to my ribs cracking with pain, punches blurring my vision as I hit the asphalt, blood trickling warm down my face. Iron Fist loomed with his gun drawn, cold intent in his eyes, but then Lena's car screeched up, her slap across his face ringing out like a gunshot. She revealed the twisted truth. He was her father, corrupt and entangled with Vance's web. As she helped me into her car, speeding away into the night, my body throbbing but my resolve hardening like steel under her fierce protection. In that sterile hospital ward, monitors beeping a steady rhythm, Blaze jolted awake like a monster from the depths, his eyes wild with unfinished rage. He swung at the doctors in a frenzy, fists connecting with brutal precision, shouts echoing down the halls as he stormed out in nothing but a gown, his maniacal laughter cutting through the air. Even from afar, it sent a chill racing down my spine, a promise of more chaos on the horizon that left me uneasy, glancing over my shoulder as the road ahead blurred.